fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight and never stop fighting. The battle I fight is to prove everyone what's ever doubted me wrong, to be the first in my family to have a chance at improving my future and goals. And thanks to Genesys Works, all of this is possible. My name is Calderon, and I'm a senior at Calderon High School. Senior year is a very important year for every student. This is when we start applying to colleges, financial aid, and scholarships. It's the first step in our journey to success. When I was in middle school and entering my preteen years, I didn't care about school or my education. I mostly cared about hanging out with my friends, and I wouldn't go to class or do any of my assignments. I'm surprised I even got C's instead of D's and F's. I think that's because I rounded towards my teachers. My so-called friends influenced me a lot during these years, and not in a positive way. I would often get into fights and start unnecessary drama for the fun of it. Out of all the fights I went through, there was one fight that changed my life forever. In 8th grade, I had a best friend named Lisette, and she wasn't the dream friend parents liked. She was involved in games, and unfortunately, I followed her. For a time, I was influenced a lot by her, but eventually, she was suspended from school for fighting, and during the 2 months that Lisette was gone, a lot of things changed for me. I started talking to my other friends more, ones I had known from when I was younger, especially the girl named Joanna. She was the complete opposite from Lisette, and she wasn't a gangbanger. She had outstanding grades and was really friendly. I started hanging out with Joanna, and slowly my ways changed. When Lisette returned to school, she wanted us to go back to the ways of work. I told her how I didn't like that anymore, and I changed. I don't want to go back to the love that I was, and I'm not. Lisette got extremely mad, sad, and hurt, and what was her way of telling me this? Well, she started calling me names, bumping into me in the hallways, throwing pencils at me, and following me and telling me, and everybody else, that I wasn't a real friend. Over several weeks, Lisette's bullying got worse and worse. One day during lunch, she approached me yelling and calling me names. I was frustrated, and I told her to shut up, and with that, she tried to punch me, but I retaliated, punching her. We broke into a complete fight, and when they finally stopped us, they took us to the principal's office, and that's where we were arrested. Police handcuffed us and drove us to the station. They took our pictures and our thumbprints and put us in the cell. I was terrified, and I started crying and couldn't stop. A few hours later, they released me. When I walked out and saw my mom, there were tears in her eyes, but her face was frozen. She signed some papers, and they told us I had to return in a few days for my hearing. The ride home with my mom was probably the most scariest and most awkward ride I've ever experienced. I didn't know what to say to her. I said sorry and started crying. My mom started yelling at me and telling me how I was messing up my life, how she was ashamed and embarrassed, but beyond that, I was disappointed. Later in my hearing, the judge told me how because it was my first time getting arrested, he was going to let me know with the condition of doing community service hours. He said how if it wasn't for it being my first time, I would have gone to the detention center. I've never seen my mother so hurt or so disappointed. I was her first child, the oldest. She, of course, had high expectations for me. That's when it hit me. What am I doing? And what kind of example am I setting for my younger brother? A few months later, I started high school, and I knew I wanted to make a change in my life. I wasn't as reckless as I was before, but I was more shy and withdrawn. And I still didn't try hard at school. I kind of just sat in class and went day by day, talking with a few friends and getting decent grades and C's. It wasn't until my junior year that I started to change. I started thinking about my future, and I realized that I didn't want a typical job at a retail store or a fast food joint. I don't want to compromise my education and be part of the typical minority stereotypes. I want to be part of that percentage that actually graduates high school and college. I was determined to do whatever it took to change and achieve my goals. My finance and business teacher talked to the class about a program called Genesys Works. He gave us all the information for 411 and how beneficial it would be for us. I thought, hey, cool, I can get a paid internship. I'm all for it. Little did I know that in the end, Genesys Works isn't just beneficial because of the internship opportunities. Thanks to Genesys Works, many of us have gained amazing skills, and our opportunity to have what I call business training. Before college, matter of fact, most people enter their new careers clueless on etiquette, emails, initiative, and speaking. Thanks to Genesys Works, they prepared us very well to enter the professional world. This program has changed me in many ways. I'm more mature and confident, and I know what I want for my future. I learned to be a leader and not a follower, and to think for myself. I want to go to university and I study business, M&A, communications, and journalism. Genesys Works is more than a program. It's my second home. I've gained many friends that have similar values and views as me. We are all in this together. We help each other break through, and once we've broken through, we continue to help each other. My attitude has improved towards life, college, and myself. My communication skills are strong and will get stronger by the day. I've learned to envision my life and my future as successful and write goals for myself. I learned to excel at everything I do and strive to be the best I can. I've learned to respect others and respect myself as well. I'm an achiever and I'm proud to be part of Genesys